In the heart of San Juan, Puerto Rico, a young boy named Felix Verdejo, born amidst the pulsating rhythms of a vibrant culture, discovered a sanctuary in the boxing ring. His journey from the streets where he faced bullies to the ring where he learned to fight with purpose was marked by the guiding hand of his father and coach, Ricky Marquez. Verdejo's amateur career, a mosaic of sweat, determination, and raw talent, saw him clinching victories that reverberated through the boxing circuits. The Pan American Youth Championship in 2010 was his first canvas, where he painted a portrait of a champion in the making. His triumph at Ecuador's international tournament, where he was also crowned the best fighter, was not just a victory but a statement. The Olympic qualification tournament of 2012 saw him emerging victorious, a beacon of hope and pride for Puerto Rico. His journey to the 2012 Summer Olympics, although marked by a loss to Vasyl Lomachenko, was a testament to his relentless spirit. His victories over competitors from Panama and Tunisia were like brushstrokes of a master, painting his path to greatness. At the age of 19, Verdejo's tale took a turn towards the professional world. Signing with Top Rank was not just a contract, it was a prophecy of the great deeds expected from him. His knockout win against Loro Alcantar in 2014, a swift victory in just 21 seconds, was a symphony of power and precision. Each title defense, each victory, was a step towards fulfilling the prophecy, the making of a legend in the lightweight category. Yet, amidst these victories, shadows lingered.
Protect yourselves at all times, and most importantly, obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves, bang at the bell, do it up. Touch gloves.
All right, we wanted to get the fight started. Now I want to give a proper introduction to Cristina Pancha. Cristina, you know both of these fighters. What about this fight?
It should be a good one. A tough test for Felix Verdejo. We saw him last in Macau when we were there, Colonel. But Felix, a bright young star, Olympian, and Top Rank has big things for him. Moving him along quickly here, worldwide for everyone to see on our live stream on toprank.com.
The current star of Puerto Rican boxing, Miguel Cotto, has filled the big room at Madison Square Garden, the famous big room, 8 times. And they're looking to develop that guy right there to do that.
Just as he did that, before the seats get warmed up in the arena, Loro Alcantar is knocked out in the first round by the man Larry was talking about, Felix Verdejo.
A motorcycle accident, a twist of fate, threatened to derail his journey. But Verdejo, undeterred, kept his eyes on the prize, his spirit unbroken. His aspirations, his dreams, were bigger than any setback. The potential bout against Terry Flanagan was a beacon in the fog, a hope for redemption, a chance to reclaim his destiny.
Luego de eso fue transportado aquí al Centro Médico de Río Piedras. Nosotros pudimos ver el momento en el que llegaba nuestro campeón de boxeo, él con algunas laceraciones que todavía no habían sido explicadas por parte de ninguna de las personas que tienen que ver con Top Ranking, que es la compañía que lo representa. Primero llegó Christopher Pitufo Díaz, boxeador también de esta compañía, acompañado de otros compañeros quienes pues estaban brindándole apoyo a familiares. Llegó la hermana y su madre y otros amigos. Lo que se nos dijo posteriormente es que el hombre está estable a pesar de que sufrió algunas laceraciones. Escuchemos al portavoz de la compañía.
In the world of Felix Verdejo, where punches were thrown under bright lights and cheers echoed through arenas, a more subtle and personal drama was unfolding, one that would eventually cast a long and somber shadow over his life. It was a tale of two hearts, Verdejo's and Keishla Rodriguez Ortiz's, entwined in a complex dance of love, secrets, and unspoken tensions. Their relationship, far from the public's prying eyes, simmered with the intensity of a hidden flame. It was a bond that defied the simplicity of labels, wrapped in layers of emotions and private moments. Keishla, a beacon of light in Verdejo's turbulent life, became an anchor, a confidant, a whisper of normalcy in the cacophony of his rising fame. As the calendar pages turned and the world welcomed 2021, those close to Verdejo began to notice a change. The once unbreakable fighter, who stood undaunted in the face of his opponents, now seemed to be grappling with an invisible adversary. The pressures of his burgeoning career, the weight of expectation, and the relentless scrutiny of fame began to weave a web of stress and anxiety around him. Simultaneously, the tides in his relationship with Keishla began to shift. The couple, once a portrait of budding romance, now faced the creeping shadows of doubt and strain. Their conversations, once filled with laughter and dreams, were now tinged with the unspoken realities of their complex situation. In this period of Verdejo's life, the contrast between his public persona and private struggles became increasingly stark. The spotlight that once illuminated his triumphs in the ring now cast a glaring light on the cracks in his personal life. The relationship with Keishla, a story that began with whispers of love, was slowly morphing into a narrative marked by tension and uncertainty, a prelude to a series of events that would lead to an unimaginable tragedy. The year 2021 began like any other in the vibrant island of Puerto Rico, but beneath the surface, a sinister undercurrent was flowing, unbeknownst to many. It was in the late hours of April 29th that a tragedy began to unfold, one that would shock the very core of Puerto Rican society. Keishla Rodriguez Ortiz, a name that would soon be etched in the collective memory of a nation, disappeared into the shadowy abyss of a nightmare. Days later, the serene waters of the San Jose Lagoon, a natural beauty spot known for its tranquility, revealed a grim secret. The lifeless body of Keishla was discovered, floating aimlessly, a stark contrast to the vibrant life she once led. The confirmation of her identity through dental records marked a tragic end to her story, transforming her from a missing person to a victim of a heinous crime. As the investigation unfurled, Felix Verdejo, a man once celebrated for his prowess in the boxing ring, emerged as the orchestrator of this dark tale. The evidence revealed a chilling sequence of events. Verdejo had lured Keishla into his vehicle under a pretense, a facade that quickly dissolved into a scene of unspeakable violence. In the confined space of his Dodge Durango, Keishla faced a brutal assault. She was mercilessly beaten, forcefully subdued with drugs, and then inhumanely tethered with metal wire to a cement block, an object designed to ensure her descent into the watery depths below.
Hoy en Puerto Rico, en el 12º día del juicio contra el exboxeador Felix Verdejo, se llevó a cabo una protesta sumamente gráfica. Una mujer se tiró al suelo amarrada con un bloque de cemento, simulando la forma en la que encontraron al amante del pugilista, a quien presuntamente mató por estar embarazada.
The Teodoro Moscoso Bridge, an architectural marvel that spanned the lagoon, became the final stage of this tragedy. It was here that Verdejo, devoid of any semblance of humanity, disposed of Keishla's bound body into the lagoon. His subsequent dive into the water was not an act of remorse, but a calculated move to ensure the death of Keishla and her unborn child, a final act of control and domination.
Son unos asesinos, los dos. Hija y mi nieto, eso no se hace, bendito. Eso no se hace. Oh Dios, abusadores que son, eso no se hace, abusadores. Me mataron a mi hija y a mi nietecito. Abusadores los dos, van a pagar ellos y todo el que esté incluido también por abusadores que son.
que dar su parte en esto, ¿verdad? Algunos miembros del comité PARE que...
Tenemos que atenderlo con gran atención a todos los detalles, ofrecer que estamos atendiendo este patrón de violencia machista y discriminatoria como nunca antes había atendido, que reconocemos que esto data de décadas, que lamentablemente es una cultura que hay que corregir. Hay múltiples medidas que hay que tomar.
The involvement of Luis Antonio Cádiz Martínez in this crime added a layer of complexity to the narrative. His role and subsequent testimony during the trial painted a vivid picture of the premeditation and depth of cruelty that characterized this crime. This revelation of Verdejo's dual life, a contrast between his public persona and the dark reality of his actions, shook the very foundations of those who knew him, leaving them grappling with the duality of his character. The involvement of Luis Antonio Cádiz Martínez, Verdejo's co-defendant, further revealed the depths of the planning and cruelty that defined this crime. His testimony during the trial laid bare the premeditated nature of this act, adding layers of horror to an already gruesome narrative. The investigation into Felix Verdejo's horrific crimes was a collaborative effort led by the FBI, with unwavering support from the Puerto Rico Department of Public Safety, the Puerto Rico Police Bureau, and the Puerto Rico Department of Justice. Agents and officers, fueled by a deep sense of purpose, combed through the intricate details of the case. Witness testimonies were meticulously collected, forensic evidence painstakingly analyzed, and timelines reconstructed with precision.
El boxeador puertorriqueño Felix Verdejo permanecerá encerrado, pero no como un diamante, sino por la gravedad de los cargos que enfrenta relacionados con la muerte de Keishla Rodríguez y del bebé de ambos que ella esperaba. En su primera audiencia ante un juez, le fue negada la libertad bajo fianza.
Asesinó a mi hija, asesinó a mi nieto. Es un asesino y nunca en su vida va a salir de la cárcel, nunca.
Verdejo se entregó después de que el FBI reveló que ha interrogado a un testigo de primera mano del asesinato. Ese testigo, cuya identidad se ha mantenido en secreto, reveló que el boxeador y la mujer se encontraron el jueves cerca de la casa de ella. Keishla manejó su auto, pero al llegar subió a la camioneta negra del boxeador. Según las declaraciones del testigo, Verdejo le dio un golpe en el rostro y con una jeringuilla le inyectaron una sustancia que no ha sido identificada. Después le ataron piernas y brazos con un cable. El boxeador y el testigo manejaron los vehículos hacia el puente Teodoro Moscoso y allí tiraron a Keishla a la laguna, amarrado a un bloque de cemento para que se hundiera, y en otro punto abandonaron el auto de ella.
Yo sé que Dios me va a ayudar a hacerle justicia a mi hija y a mi nieto, porque fueron dos muertes, mi hija y mi nieto.
At the epicenter of this investigative odyssey was Luis Antonio Cádiz Martínez, whose testimony provided a chilling glimpse into the sinister plot that had unfolded. His words, heavy with the weight of truth, unveiled the depths of Verdejo's involvement in the crime. As the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, the collaborative efforts of these agencies yielded a comprehensive case against Verdejo. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Puerto Rico, driven by an unswerving commitment to justice, ensured that the accused would face the full extent of the law. Amidst the vibrant streets and lush landscapes of Puerto Rico, the pursuit of justice was a testament to the resilience and dedication of those involved.
Hundreds of people gathered at Teodoro Moscoso on Sunday to demand justice for her and other women killed. Keisha's sister, Berylise, dressed in her sister's work clothes, stood in the middle of the bridge and held a photo in memory of her that read, "Her name is Keishla and we..."
Para Keila Ortiz, madre de Keishla, el amor hacia su hija siempre estará presente.
Mi corazón.
Se vivieron momentos desgarradores. Con mucho desconsuelo para Keila y su familia, era muy difícil separarse del féretro de su amada Keishla. En caravana desde la funeraria, el pueblo acompañó a los seres queridos de la víctima más reciente feminicidio en la isla, hasta el residencial Villa Esperanza, donde vivía la joven.
Que tenga fe, que va a haber justicia.
Me duele mucho porque me llegó. Y lloraba a la nena porque me identifico con ellos.
Miembros de la iglesia también dijeron presente para transmitirle fe a los familiares de la joven que tenía 27 años.
Y el féretro de Keishla estuvo todo el tiempo escoltado por una segunda furgoneta que representaba a las otras mujeres de Puerto Rico que han sido víctimas de violencia de género.
Se acabó el abuso a la mujer, se acabó, basta. Esto no es por Keishla nada más, por todas las mujeres. A mi familia de la Florida, gracias a todos, pero justicia.
The trial of Felix Verdejo began, unraveling a complex tapestry of deceit and violence. The courtroom, steeped in anticipation, bore witness to the convergence of law, emotion, and the harsh reality of a crime that had shaken the island to its core. The prosecution, armed with a battalion of evidence and witness testimonies, meticulously constructed the narrative of Verdejo's descent into darkness. Central to their case was the testimony of Luis Antonio Cádiz Martínez, Verdejo's one-time friend and accomplice, whose account peeled back layers of the plot with chilling clarity. Cádiz Martínez's words, heavy with regret and revelation, detailed how Verdejo orchestrated the tragic end of Keishla Rodriguez Ortiz. Forensic experts painted a grim picture of Keishla's final moments, with evidence of her struggle and the drugs that coursed through her veins, silencing her cries for help. The pathologist's testimony was particularly harrowing, asserting that Keishla was alive when she was thrown into the lagoon, a fact that left the courtroom in stunned silence. As the trial progressed, the figure of Verdejo, once a celebrated athlete, now sat hunched, a shadow of his former self, his eyes often downcast, as if avoiding the weight of the truth that unfolded around him. The evidence against him was overwhelming, a crescendo of facts and testimonies that left little room for doubt. The jury, after deliberating amidst the heavy air of responsibility, returned with a verdict that resounded through the halls of justice, guilty of kidnapping resulting in death and intentionally killing an unborn child. The sentence was a foregone conclusion, a life term that echoed the magnitude of his crimes. Outside the courtroom, the case stirred a broader conversation across Puerto Rico. It was not just a trial of a man, but an indictment of the societal ills that had allowed such a tragedy to occur. Discussions about domestic violence, the protection of victims, and the role of fame in masking underlying brutality became commonplace, echoing in homes, cafes, and public squares. The case of Felix Verdejo and Keishla Rodriguez Ortiz will remain a poignant chapter in Puerto Rico's history, a reminder of the work that remains in addressing violence against women and the responsibilities that come with fame and public adulation.
Con una noticia de última hora. Hoy el exboxeador Felix Verdejo recibió una sentencia de 2 cadenas perpetuas por el asesinato de la joven embarazada Keishla Rodríguez. Walter Sotoleón de Telemundo Puerto Rico informa.
¡Asesino!
No fue sorpresa la condena a cadena perpetua con sentencias consecutivas para el expúgil Félix Verdejo. Lo que sí fue sorpresa fue la intensidad de los mensajes de la familia de la víctima, Keishla Rodríguez, quien fuera asesinada por Verdejo en abril del 2021 y fue hallado culpable por un jurado en verano pasado.
Él sabe que lo hizo, pero él no lo va a aceptar por instrucciones de sus abogados, porque si no, no pueden seguir con él apelando.
Lo importante de esto es que esas 2 perpetuas que le dieron a él, ya él no le va a volver a hacerle daño a ninguna otra mujer.
La prueba en el juicio fue contundente, hubo prueba directa en forma del testimonio del cooperador, hubo testimonio también circunstancial que apoyó el testimonio del cooperador y pues fue encontrado culpable en esos cargos. Creo que es difícil una apelación cuando la prueba es robusta.
Ahora lo que procede es que Verdejo se mantenga bajo la custodia del Buró de Prisiones Federales y se determine en qué prisión estaría cumpliendo esta cadena perpetua de por vida y que deberá cumplir tal y como solicitara la Fiscalía de manera consecutiva como mensaje a la sociedad. Es la información que les tengo desde San Juan, Puerto Rico. Walter Soto León, Telemundo.
Bien, muchas gracias, Walter Soto.